All right, so if you're an early stage founder and you're looking for investment, you are in the right place. We're about to break down one of the most misunderstood but absolutely critical assets you have, your brand. And look, forget everything you think you know about logos and fonts for a minute. We're going to unpack why your story, yeah, your story, might just be the most valuable thing you own. Let's dive in.
You know, this quote from Tran.vc it hits the nail on the head, right? It's so easy for us to get completely obsessed with perfecting the product, tweaking the code, that we forget what investors are really betting on this early in the game. It's not just your tech, they're betting on your insight, your passion, and the story you're telling about where the world is headed.
So let's just get one thing crystal clear right from the jump. When we talk about brand in the context of raising money, we are not, I repeat, not talking about a cosmetic exercise. This is not about looking pretty. It's about being understood.
And this right here, this is the big mental shift we all need to make. We're trained to think brand means logos, fonts, a slick website. But the reality, for a startup that needs funding, it's so much deeper. We're talking about building trust, creating absolute clarity, and wrapping it all in a compelling story that actually sticks in someone's mind.
And that's really the whole goal here, clarity. When you have a fundable brand, it just means you've done the really hard work of getting clear. Clear on your purpose, clear on what makes you different, and clear on your story. You're basically making the investor's job easy. It's easy for them to get it, it's easy for them to get excited, and you better believe it's easier for them to remember you out of 100 other pitches they saw that week.
Okay, so let's flip the script for a second. What does this fundable brand actually look like from the other side of the table? Let's break down what actually makes an investor stop scrolling through their inbox, lean in, and really listen.
So here's a definition I want you to lock into your brain. It's not what you say you are. It's the gut feeling people have when they hear your company's name. It's the reputation that enters the room before you do. Does it scream focused and inevitable? Or does it kind of whisper, confusing and risky? That's your brand.
And this quote just says it all. It's about the signal you're sending. A strong, cohesive brand tells an investor that you've done the hard strategic thinking, that you have a direction. You're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. You're building with real intention. And that signals serious foundation.
Now, this whole idea is especially, and I mean especially critical if you're a founder in a really technical space. You know, if you're building an AI, robotics, complex infrastructure. For you, this isn't just a nice to have. This could be your most powerful weapon.
I mean, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If your product is super complex, your sales cycle is going to be long, and you don't have those nice, clean user metrics yet, what on earth do you put on that slide to show you're making progress, to show momentum?
And here's the answer. Your brand is your traction. The clarity of your vision, the strength of your story, the consistency of your message, that is your up and to the right chart. It's tangible proof that you're moving forward even before the first dollar of revenue comes in.
Exactly. It's the confidence signal. It gives investors something solid to believe in while the tech is still being built out. It tells them, okay, this team doesn't just understand the tech. They understand the market, they understand the customer, they get the whole picture.
And the difference in how you're perceived is it's massive. It's night and day. Without that strong narrative, you feel like a fascinating but very risky science experiment. But with it, all of a sudden you feel like a real company with a real destination. And investors fund companies, not research projects.
Okay, so we've talked a ton about the what and the why. Now you're probably thinking, great, but how do I actually do this? Well, the good news is this isn't some fuzzy abstract art. There is a practical 4-step playbook you can start using today.
So here's the framework. It's 4 simple steps. First, you've got to dig deep and find your real, authentic why. Second, you align every single thing you do and say around one core message. Third, you build trust by being relentlessly consistent. And finally, you make your progress public to build momentum. Let's dig in on the first few.
So for step 1, your origin story has got to be better than we saw a gap in the market. Honestly, that is the most boring story in venture capital. Everybody says that. What unique insight do you have? What shift in the world did you see that everybody else was missing? That's your hook. And then alignment. This is so critical. Every single touch point, your pitch deck, your website, a quick intro email, how you talk about it over coffee, it all has to sing the exact same song. Remember, an investor has to be able to turn around and pitch you to their partners. Your job is to arm them with one simple, powerful sentence they can use.
And that consistency, is how you build trust. A story that changes every week just signals panic. But a message that is steady, sharp, and refined over time, that builds incredible confidence. It shows you've done the hard thinking and you have real conviction. That's the signal you want to send.
All right, let's bring it all home. Because the real power of a fundable brand, it isn't just about securing that first check. No, that's just the beginning. It's about creating a long-term, compounding advantage that helps you win for years to come. Just think about this for a second. It's a pretty wild idea. Your product might take years to build, to scale, to find product market fit, but your brand, your story, that can start building momentum from day one. Every conversation, every hire, every person who gets excited about your vision adds another layer to it.
And this is why it's so foundational. The same clarity that gets you funded is the same clarity that helps you build a great company. It becomes your North Star for making product decisions. It acts like a magnet for the exact talent you need to attract. It makes your first users feel like they're part of a mission. It becomes this incredible flywheel for growth.
So if you take just one thing away from our time together today, let it be this. Building your brand early is not a marketing task that you delegate. This is a core, strategic, founder-level activity. This is about building the actual foundation that can support the weight of the company you want to create.
And so I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Take a hard look at your pitch deck, your website, the last email you sent. Is the story you're telling right now clear enough, compelling enough, and consistent enough to carry the entire weight of your vision? Because in these early days, that's exactly what it has to do.